So a little while ago I did a read aloud of a super cringy fan fiction about being kidnapped by Cameron Dallas that I found on Wattpad, and I promised I would probably do some more bad fan fiction read alouds, so I decided to see what BTS fan fiction had to offer, because as I mentioned in the last video, a lot of the fiction on Wattpad is based around boy bands and stuff, so you've got stuff around 5 Seconds of Summer, One Direction, lots of One Direction, and of course BTS. And this one caught my eye because instead of being a story about being kidnapped by a violent felon who happened to be a member of a boy band or some famous person, it's actually about kidnapping some member of a boy band. So, I think that's interesting, and I would like to learn a little bit more about it. So, I would like to read for you the first chapter of I Kidnapped Park Jimin. I hope I said that correctly. I am not very good at these names. But first, I'll read you the summary. I'll set you free one day, I promise. Everyone who promised me lied. You're a liar. Everyone? My members. Tell me more. It's all right. The first few chapters are cringe. I'll edit it one day. Highest rank, 174 in fanfiction. Copyright. All rights reserved. I don't know if you can copyright a story about another living person, but maybe you can. I don't know. Let's jump into it. Jung Yo Ri's point of view. I am Yuri, a hardcore fan of BTS. You all relate, right? Of course you do. The first thing you might notice about this story is that it is split up into sentence structure that is very strange. I came from a wealthy family, and I've been spoilt a lot. But the thing is, I've never left this house before. My life was just in a 6-story house. Everything about my life was controlled by my parents. Homeschooled. I was homeschooled. Everything I did was at home. I don't have friends. I don't know what are friends. The only human-related thing I knew was idols, and I only had online fangirls who I fangirl with. They were what I call best armies. You know, we want you to start having friends and even get a boyfriend, Yoma said to me once. But I shook my head no. I was never prepared for the world. I was stuck at home. I have K-pop. I don't need a boyfriend or friend, I said bluntly before continuing what I was doing, fangirling over Jimin. Fine, you're never going to leave the house then, Yoma said. I don't know who Yoma is, by the way, and I didn't give a shit. Being a loner, I just stayed at home every day feeding myself K-pop videos. It was kind of a natural thing now. My room was my cave, my house was my world, my earth. One day, I walked out of my room and saw one of my personal assistants holding a piece of paper out to me. Mr. Jung wants you to fill this form out. Miss Yoon, one of my personal assistants, said as she passed the form to me with both arms, respectfully. Weird. All of a sudden, I am requested to do some stupid survey which probably won't change my life. I replied coldly. I never really talked to anyone properly before. It was hard, so I ended up being a cold bitch. I went to my study room and placed the and placed the form on the desk before grabbing a pen. Okay, first question should be easy. Idol, Park Jimin. I filled out the question with ease, also with a smile as bright as Jimin's. Best friend, K-pop / my phone. I chuckled to myself. Way to go, Yuri, I told myself. After being a cold bitch for years, I developed a habit of talking to myself. Creepy, yet normal. I filled out a few more weird questions but ended up feeling satisfied as my handwriting was neat. It was just satisfying. Okay, maybe I have an OCD problem. I looked to my door and saw Miss Yoon already waiting for me. She gladly took my form before looking at it and sighing. All about that Park Jimin guy again? You really need to get over him, Miss Yoon said, and I could feel my blood boil. No one should ever say that to me. Leave the room. Oh gosh, a frog in my throat. Oh gosh, I was supposed to be a lot more stern. Excuse me. Leave the room, I told her sternly, and she awkwardly left. Even though Park Jimin did not know that I existed, I will always be his #1 fan. Hell no, you do not tell me to stop standing him. Hell no, standing Jimin was my fucking hobby. I huffed and finally walked out the room, dragging my feet toward the balcony. The balcony where I let everything out, and also the balcony where all I see is the seashore, no other humans. Few days pass. It's been the same. 4 hours of homeschooling, and then other times watching K-pop, and then 1 hour of actually exercising. Yoma tells me to stop to exercise to keep fit, but let me just try that again. Yoma tells me to exercise to keep fit, and yeah, I've got quite a defined body. Gotta admit it. I was in the living room number 3, watching TV, and suddenly, news came out. Park Jimin from boy band Bangtan, I'm so sorry, guys. Bangtan Sonyeodan, is that right? Has been reportedly missing. My heart clenched. If he's missing, then I'll never see him with BTS ever again. No, this can't be. Park Jimin? No, wait, this really isn't true, right? Oh my god, fuck. I was almost at the point where I was going to cry until... Just then I saw my parents walking to me with huge smiles on their faces. Yuria, can you go to room 12? Yoma said, but I was still upset and worried about Jimin. Room 12? The biggest room. That one? I asked, one more time to ensure. Yes, that room, Appa replied, and I slowly stood up from the couch. Okay, I muttered before taking a trip to room 12. My mind was in a mess still. Park Jimin, he was missing still. Where could he have gone? I don't want to see BTS without Jimin. It's incomplete. Sigh. Fuck my life. What am I going to do if Jimin isn't in BTS anymore? He needs to be found soon. Room 12, I said to myself as my parents followed me here. I realized that, in my whole life, this was the second time I went in here. This room was nothing much, actually. Just another room. A really big room, which could be called a house. I opened the door, and before I knew it, I was pushed in, and my parents locked the door. What the heck was that for? Ugh. Well, that's a pretty mild reaction to that happening. I slowly stood up, and I looked around, still confused and clueless. I wonder what Ayuma and Appa were planning, I sighed as I continued walking around. Is that what she calls her parents? Is that like a thing? Maybe I just don't know. I mean, maybe that's just what you call parents in wherever this girl is from. I have no idea. And then I saw a figure suddenly. A figure of a man. I was shocked, but I was brave. One man wouldn't be able to hurt me anyways. Are you sure? This figure was in the corner, shaking, probably scared. What was he doing here? I asked myself in my head. I started approaching the man, who was hugging his knees, looking down. Don't come near me, the man said. Somehow the voice sounded familiar. It sounded so perfect and angelic. I'm not here to harm you. My parents forced me in here. How did you get here? I said as I took slow, steady steps toward him. I was kidnapped, the guy said, and slowly he revealed his face to me. That face! Park Jimin! Oh my fucking god, what? I exclaimed, still in disbelief, and he was still perfect, as how fans described him. You know, me, he stuttered, still backing away a little. Bangtan! I said, trying not to scare him. Did you kidnap me? Jimin asked, obviously scared. Kidnap? And that's when it struck me. My parents wanted me to have a boyfriend, and that form I did a few days ago. Oh, fuck. They must have kidnapped Jimin just to satisfy me. What the fuck? What the absolute fuck? My thoughts exactly. No, I swear it wasn't me. I didn't even know you were here. My parents just suddenly... My parents just suddenly pushed me in here. I justified, but all Jimin did was sigh as I admired him. Leave me alone and let me die, Jimin said as he looked away. No, I won't, I hissed as I got nearer to him. I'm actually this close to my fucking idol right now. There was an awkward silence as I sat in front of him. Jimin was just looking away hopelessly. I sighed, looking at this state of him. I looked at him. Something was missing. His happiness, his bubbliness. The guy who I stand every day and night was right in front of me, but it wasn't exactly the same because he was kidnapped, you dumb woman. He was just Park Jimin now, not Park Jimin from BTS. Is this really how the real Park Jimin is? I've never had a friend before. Well, I never actually met someone who was the same age as me my whole life. I started a conversation with him. He looked up, shocked. He didn't want to talk to me, but he was oh so curious about my life. Jimin's face showed curiosity. I grew up in a wealthy family, but I never got the chance to leave this house. I was homeschooled. I always wondered what it would feel like to have a friend. I sighed as I looked on the ground. What's your name? Jimin hesitantly asked, as he started getting a little comfortable. Yuri. Jung Yuri, I replied with a little hope that Jimin would open up to me. Oh, Yuri. So you've been trapped at home for your whole life? Jimin asked curiously. Hearing my idol and bias calling my name ever so gently made my heart flutter. Yeah, I'm really sorry for this. I stuttered nervously as I felt my cheeks reddening. I myself don't know anymore, Jimin said, with a faint laugh, almost unbelievable. Don't be scared of me, please, I pleaded, but Jimin pursed his lips. I tried everything to escape this room, but it was no use. Your parents locked me in. How can I ever trust you? Jimin asked, his glare ever so scary. Well, I'm trapped in here with you. I looked down and said, Huh, that's weird. I'm actually communicating with Park Jimin. I started explaining my theory about why my parents kidnapped him. Theory. They want me to be happy, so they brought Park Jimin to me. There is no way I'm ever leaving. Your parents are crazy. The way they kidnapped me was so cruel and scary. I bet not even you can help me escape. I took the chance and slowly sat in front of him, face to face. Adrenaline rushed through my blood. Yet I'm in a weird situation. Part of me thought that I could finally have a friend, idol, for myself. Yet part of me knows that it's wrong, and I should let him escape. I'll set you free one day. I promise, I said as I put my pinky finger out to him. He finally smiled, but the smile turned upside down. Everyone who promised me lied. You're a liar, Jimin said coldly as he pursed his lips once again. Everyone? I asked curiously. What did he mean? My members, Jimin huffed as he loomed away. Tell me more. It's okay, I said as I looked into his eyes. That's when I felt weird. The left side of my chest kept beating. My body was tingling. What was happening to me? Park Jimin, my idol, kidnapped indirectly by me. If only I didn't fill out that form, my crazy-ass parents wouldn't have led him to this. I'm technically a kidnapper now, aren't I? I kidnapped Park Jimin. Well, no, you didn't. Not even a little bit. You did not do that. What are you talking about? Whatever. For 30 comments on here? Or no, that's just the second chapter. Oh, gosh. So, yeah, that's the first chapter of Kidnapped by Park Jimin. Let me see if I can find... No. Let me see if I can find comments for this, because I've been wanting to find some comments to mention. I'm not really a professional at navigating this particular website, so I really don't know how it completely works. We're in the second chapter. Cool. Oh, gosh. Go back up to the first chapter. Oh, here's some comments. You didn't! Your parents are crazy! Drama-rama! No, your crazy-ass parents did. It's like she's saying a pledge. I, name, kidnapped Park Jimin. I vowed to protect him now with all my life. Roll credits? Basically, no. Your stupid-ass parents did, so stop blaming yourself. Your parents did. Bye. Epic music bombs. The I needs to be replaced with my parents. No, your crazy-ass F parents did. You seem a bit too quick to jump above the let's hold bias captive train. Chugga chugga choo choo, you a motherfucking loon. I can't breathe. This is so awful. Alright, so yeah, there you go.